What's up, guys? Kind of from Table Soccer here, and welcome back to the channel. It's good to have you guys here along with me. This one is a little update. It's an episode 2.5. We've been taking some inspiration from the Jackass boys, who did a 2.5 and a 3.5. I'm doing a 2.5 on this Chelsea build because I want to give you guys an update on where those figures from episode 1 and episode 2 are already at before we get into episode 3. We've added a few more details, we've added a few crests, cleaned up a few lines, and we did it off camera, but I didn't want you guys to miss out on it and have to wait all the way till the end of the series before you see where they are now, because they're not entirely finished, but we have made some progress. Before we go on though, we just want to say another massive thank you to oldschoolfootball.co.uk for being our official partners and giving us that 10% discount code. It is still live until the end of August, guys, so please get over there, have a little look at this, get yourself 10% off of that, and it's free postage as well once you spend a certain amount. Also to Sampledelic Sounds, who does all of our music, does the music for the intro, and also for the outro as well. Before we get into showing you these figures, if you do enjoy what you've seen on the channel and you want to see more of it, please leave a like and a comment. It's great for me to find out what you guys are thinking, what you guys like. Whether you've got little stories about Subbuteo figures, whether you've got little comments you want to make about things you like on the channel, things you want to see more of on the channel, even things you want to see less of on the channel, if you present it in the right way. I love to read the comments. The last video, the episode 2, had some great comments on it, some great feedback. One relating to sound on voiceovers. Now, I don't add the sound after that often, so it shouldn't be a big issue, but next time I do add a voiceover piece of sound to a video, what I will do is turn it up and we'll see how we get on with it. It's not an issue on the initial edit because I watch all my videos back through once I've completed them. On the initial edit, it has never been a problem, so I can only imagine it's something that happens to the video once it converts over onto YouTube, but we'll deal with that later on. So let's have a look then at these figures from episode 1 and episode 2. Kit number 1 then. I've tried to record this about 4 times, but I keep messing up. Kit number 1 then was the first one from episode 1. You remember in that last episode I told you that we custom mixed this sort of bluey, greeny, minty shirt colour that Chelsea used back then. And all we've done to this one really off camera is added the 3 buttons to the shirt, just using white acrylic. Adding buttons to button up shirts obviously takes them from being a box standard sort of Subbuteo style of kit into being something that's a little bit special. And it's quite a simple addition to make that can take your, can just add that little detail, can just elevate that team in terms of its aesthetic look, from, like I said, being sort of a basic Subbuteo type team to being something that's a little bit special. Kit number 2, don't actually know if we've done anything to this one. It had the really cool socks that we showed you from episode 1 with that blue and white area at the top with the black surrounding it. In terms of what we've done to the rest of the kit, not a tremendous amount, if anything. I can't actually remember if we did. If we did, it only would have been to tidy this little area up here, but without going back and watching what I showed you in episode 1, which, given, as I said, I've recorded this about 5 times and I keep messing it up, I'm not going to do that. So if it was anything, it would have just been here. There's not a lot to add to this one, apart from the hair and the boots at the end. The next kit then, kit number 3, was the most intricate one from that first episode, first episode, in terms of leaving those blue double ring cuff there and that ring collar. In terms of a kit design, it's something that I feel like is just completely left in the past. Sort of double ring collar and cuffs can look really effective, and a lot of teams miss out on it now, I think. Obviously you don't want a heavy set cotton shirt to go with it in a massive collar, but I feel like if they used it cleverly, you can get that retro feel but a modern kit, and it can also look bespoke. I know a lot of football fans tend to complain about football kits being template-y and completely missing the point of who they're trying to represent. I know it's something that I comment about quite a lot on Twitter, but if you can try and bring in some of them elements from the kits and use them in the right way, they can be really effective. So this one, in terms of what we've done to it off camera, is just add that CFC writing across the top of the chest here, the badge they were using at the time, and again, just kept these areas as tidy and clean as we possibly could. Kit number 4, the last one from episode 1 then, is that FA Cup special with the yellow socks and that yellow trim on the shorts. Remember, we painted the yellow first before we put the blue around the shorts. A couple of reasons for it. Obviously, yellow is lighter than blue. I always do my lighter colours first, but I wanted to keep that yellow true to its actual colour because I feel like it's a brilliant representation of the exact colour that Chelsea had on that kit, and I wanted to keep it there as true as possible. What we've added off camera with this one is just that Chelsea lion in the yellow with that red staff down the side there. Looks really effective. Really happy with how it's turned out. Kit number 5 was the first one from episode 2, and again, it's an FA Cup special. In terms of what's actually going on the kit, it's not a tremendous amount. It's literally a plain blue shirt. The shorts have got that white band down the side, but essentially after that it's just white socks. It's really, really simple, but the addition of that badge, that Chelsea lion, the red staff and that little FA Cup logo, just take it from being, you know, bog standard to being, okay, that's a little bit special now. It is what it is. If you as a Chelsea fan, hopefully looking at it, you'll go, oh yeah, that's from that season, etc, etc. And that's kind of how I try to paint all my stuff, is that supporters of that club will see it and know exactly when it's from, what period it's trying to represent. So that's all added on this one. Next one then on the yellow base blue disc is the one that we showed you from episode 2, where I'd already left that white area here. I've sort of shaded it. I'd framed it out with the blue line. There's a lot of stuff going on with this kit. It had the curved short trim as well. In terms of what we've added to it off camera, just on that Y piece, the single blue button in here, and the collar here. Now it's a winged collar, but it's the same colour as the shirt. Now this happens quite a lot, and I often get asked, how do you make it stand out? On a white shirt, what I would do is paint it in acrylic white. The reason I would do that is because the acrylic white sort of adds a thickness, and if you get it right, it sort of is a slightly different colour to the plastic, so you can see it when you're looking for it. What you don't want to do is go mad and go too big, it looks ridiculous. But with this one, obviously we've been the same colour, but it has that yellow and white trim on it as well, so we've added that round, and that gives you that effect of that winged collar there, and of course the badge with the shield around it. In terms of how you would paint that, paint the inside of the badge first for this one and then frame it. There are some badges where I'll paint the frame first and then fill in the inside details. For example, Real Betis, I would always paint the outside of this before I then added the details in. With this one, because it's letters, you want to try and get them letters in and around the right shape. If you can get them the right size, and you can fit them in. With this one, without having the stripes and the round and the stuff going on in the middle of it, you want to try and get that frame in so that you don't end up going massive and having a massive badge on a Spudio figure. So a little top tip for if you're going to try and do that. Next one along is probably the most special looking one of this sort of set of 8 figures that we've got. It's a specific player, it's Roberto Di Matteo, so he's got that wristband on, the white wristband with the blue lines around it. This kit, if you can remember, we painted in a lighter shade of blue originally, and then what we've added off camera is those darker shadow lines of blue down the outside of, or down the shirt. Crest has been added, some yellow has been added, some yellow little trim pieces around the collar. Again, it's a white winged collar, but it's got a blue stripe and a yellow stripe on it. Some yellow and white around the cuff line, some yellow added to the shorts as well. So if you remember at the end of episode 2, it was a very simple looking shirt of not a lot happening. Just by adding them few little trim pieces and details, it becomes something unique. It comes something really special, and I think I'm really, really happy with how that one's turned out. The final one then is another Roberto Di Matteo. It's a classic Chelsea one. We showed you quite a lot of what we did to this one in episode 2, where we left them white spaces for that ringed collar, but we painted on in acrylic because it's got that piece that actually breaks that second ring, and to try and leave that with leaving white space is very difficult to do. So remember, we painted it in white acrylic, and then what happens when you do that is that looks so much brighter than the white space that you've left, and obviously we had to add that white pipe in as well. So as soon as we added this and that, we had to then fill in the white areas here and on the shorts, else it just loses itself. It becomes a very murky looking white. if you do that. The only real thing we've done to this one is that wristband again, and we've added the Chelsea badge sort of from that day. But apart from that, we haven't really done a lot else to them. I hope you guys have found this video to be useful for the guys that aren't as interested in the painting techniques, etc., and how we do things. Hopefully it's going to appeal to you guys because you're just seeing progress. You've seen sort of the build up to it, and now you're seeing them start to come together, and you're seeing progress coming through. But even for you guys that love seeing the painting stuff, to see what can be achieved with simple changes to adding trim pieces and badges, you can change something from being really simple into something really effective. If you have enjoyed the video, please give it a like straight off the bat. If a video is getting likes, to me, I get a good read on, okay, they like that video, I'll try and bring out more similar videos to that. If it gets comments, things which I love reading through the comments, even if it's a story about a kit or how you might have modified your own Subbuteo teams to be certain kits. So I know, for example, my old man modified a Ref 42 Chelsea with the yellow socks and the yellow trim because he wanted it to be that Chelsea from that game. So yeah, please leave some comments, please hit that like button. If you are new to the channel and you haven't yet, please click subscribe. There will be a clickable button that comes up in the last 20 seconds of this video. So click on that or minimize and subscribe down the bottom. Don't forget as well to get that bell on so that you never miss a video. We've got quite a few coming out over the next coming weeks. We've got episode 3 of this frame, we've got a Blackpool kit showcase coming out, we've got another tutorial coming out, so there's quite a lot going on. Little update as well, when we hit 1,000 subscribers on the YouTube, we will be doing a 10-figure frame giveaway. When we hit 1,000, I'll bring out a special video and explain how we're going to do that giveaway and how we're going to make it work. And also the Westwood Table Soccer Collection subscription service that we are going to start out as of today, which is Monday, August the something or other. Don't remember. I have ordered an example display case because I want to take the quality, the size and the suitability for the product. As soon as it's here, you guys will get an update for it. The plan is to start that subscription in September. All the details will follow, so keep an eye out for it. If you're interested in it, then again, leave a comment. We're going to limit the numbers that can get involved in it. But it's going to be a monthly subscription service basically where you will get a mystery figure. You're not going to know what figure it is. It's just going to come through your door and you're going to add it to your collection in your little display case. So that's it. I don't think I've got anything else to say, nothing else to update you guys with. So without any more chat from me, thank you very much for watching. Stay safe.